the cosine inverse is 0, what I mean by this is what angle is the cosine 0? And the only spot we're going to look, though, is 0 to pi, because there's more than one spot. What do you think? Where's the cosine 0? Oh, no. Here the cosine is 1, right? That's at 0 or 0. What angle is this? Pi halves. Here isn't the cosine 0. So remember, I want to output what angle that is. What angle is it? The answer to this would be pi over 2, or pi half. Okay. All right. Sine inverse of 0. So what are we doing here? Where is the sine? What angle is the sine 0? That's right here, right? And because the sine inverse, I can't state 2 pi, I only can state values between negative pi halves and pi halves. I would state 0. If you want to write here for yourself, where is the cosine 0, that's what we're doing. Arc sine of 1 over root 2. And you might be thinking, well, that's not on the unit circle. No, it's not. But let's rationalize that. Can we multiply the top and bottom by root 2 over 2? Root 2 over root 2, sorry. And we get this. Is this a value on the unit circle?
Yes.
Okay, so let's find the arc sine. And you're like, what? What's arc sine? These are the same name. They're the same thing. It's the inverse sine function. So what we're looking for is, we want an output of an angle. Where is the sine root 2 over 2? What would you say? What angle? In radians. Uh-oh. Pi fourth. Okay. Yes, you still have to know the unit circle is the answer to that question. Okay. So do you see how the sine is root 2 over 2 there? I want the angle pi over 4. Okay. How about arctan? Well, how do I find tangent of an angle normally? Sine over cosine? So this is what I'm asking here is what angle is the tangent 1? For what angle is the tangent 1? Where would that be? What angle, when you divide the sine over cosine, do you get 1? Pi 4. And just to remind you again, why am I only doing this? Why am I not going all the way around the unit circle? Because we had to restrict it to make it a function, okay? So today, if I ask these questions, make sure you're only giving that value. Because some of you might be thinking, I know there's another spot where it's 1. And you're right, there is. But the only value between negative pi halves to pi halves is that one. Okay. How about cosine inverse is 1/2? Where does that happen? It is pi thirds. Very good. Pi thirds. Where is the tangent? Remember, we're doing from here to here. So negative pi halves to pi halves means this is negative pi halves to pi halves. That's the only spot I'm looking. And so here's a little trick for you for tangent. If you find where it's positive root 3, which angle? The negative angle is going to be where it's negative root 3. So remember, tangent is sine over cosine. At pi thirds, we have this. What would happen if you did root 3 over 2 divided by 1/2? You would get what? It would just be root 3, right? Okay? So the tan inverse of negative root 3 occurs down here. So instead of at pi thirds, it's at negative pi thirds. All right. So where is the sign negative root 3 over 2? Remember, we're using from negative pi halves to pi halves. So what's the arc sine of negative root 3 over 2? Well, what's the arc sine of root 3 over 2? Arc sine. Arc sine. That's arc cosine. Yes, it's positive root 3 over 2 up here at pi thirds. So it's negative 2 down here, which we're going to write as negative pi thirds. Okay, how about arc cos? Look carefully, guys. Arc cos is 0 to pi. Arc cos of negative root 3 over 2. What angle does that occur on the unit circle? Okay, but for cosine we use the interval 0 to pi. So that's why I put these on here, because we have to make sure. So not pi 6, because it's positive root 3 over 2. Keep going. Keep going. Where else does it happen on 0 to pi? This is 0 to pi. Where is the cosine negative root 3 over 2 on the interval 0 to pi? It is 5 pi over 6. Okay. So today when you're doing homework, you're going to want your unit circle out. You're going to want to make sure, though, that you're familiar again with our hand trick. And my suggestion is I picture it in my head, or I would write it on your paper. Just quadrant 1, and then you can figure out quadrant 2 and quadrant 4. Okay. All right, so do you guys have questions for me?